no, after you did the last album.
Yeah.
The loops, like, if you would just be now, I am locking myself in. I'm recording an album.
Yeah.
Can also be wherever, like a place, like you say, like this kind of thing. Like I have a small cabin or whatever, or like a small studio or whatever. I record an album for maybe it doesn't have to be long, next weeks or month or whatever. Like what would be the style, or like like what would you record? It's like just you recording music.
Yeah.
What would you record? Where would you like? It's a dream situation,
interesting.
and also what would be the album cover?
Ooh, interesting.
Yes.
I mean, I have a bunch of songs that I've written for like the past 2 years that I just want to like you said, like lock myself in a room and record all of them. Let's think. So what would be the ideal place to record
Yeah,
this?
it's more this idea of like, would you just be like, it's a bit similar to your question. It's like a fantasy, like you could choose whatever. Would you just be where you normally record or like at home? Or would you say like, no, I want to, I will have this small studio in the forest or some shit like this.
I mean,
or
probably
in some other city,
won't
in Japan.
Yeah. I can tell you where it won't be. It probably won't be in Tel Aviv because I'm sick of these like sirens.
Yes,
that,
I
like,
understand.
you know, you sit down to record and then it's like, okay, I guess we're not recording this song tonight. So yeah. So probably, I mean, if it's like my previous question, if there are like no limitations,
it's like this.
So I would just probably like a cabin in the middle of nowhere, no internet.
Okay,
this is very important.
Okay.
Just my instruments and my recording equipment. The nice thing is that I don't really need good acoustics because it's mainly electronic. And I'll just like churn these songs while I'm not recording. I'll go for like a nice hike in the nature. And the album cover.
Yes.
Interesting.
That's the main question, actually.
Yeah. The main question. Yeah. I don't know, probably myself taking a shower in the river or something.
Ooh. Okay. Wow.
That's why I think this would be a nice album cover.
Nice. Yes. Wow. Like waterfall. A waterfall.
Ooh, a waterfall.
Like shower in the waterfall.
I mean, actually, my hair looks way better when it's wet, you know?
No, I mean,
so
it sounds like a super cool cover.
Yeah.
It's very convincing. Very convincing. And then it's really nice if it's then like this very subversive electronic music, because like if it looks like this like singer-songwriter thing, you know, like I locked myself in with my guitar and I wrote these acoustic songs, and then it's like it's not this. Then it is very nice.
It looks like,
you know, it really looks like, and you're in the nature and like and the river. Yes.
True.
Yes.
I mean, what would you do? Like, where would you go to record an album?
I was wondering. I mean, my first thing would also be this kind of like very locked, far away. There is actually an album by Mount Erie, the artist, which is kind of like this. He actually locked himself in a cabin in Scandinavia or somewhere. Like it's thing somewhere in the woods in Scandinavia, like no internet. Next town is like 2-hour drive away or something like this. Like really, and he did this very intentionally, and he did record like a sad acoustic songwriter album, of course. And like it's a lot of songs. It's like 40 songs or something. But I really like this album. It's like I love this. So the first thing that comes to mind would also be something like that. But I don't know. Like, I think actually my answer would be, if I think of it, would be like, maybe like go to Japan, to record studio, record with some. I mean, okay, it was without some people, okay, but like still record in a totally different environment. I mean, if I would record with a band, then it would be super cool. But like, if it's just me, it could be still super cool. Like, it can be Japan, but could also be Japan is cool because I was just there and I'm like into that, but could also be there's a lot of other places that would be super cool for that, I think. But like a big city kind of thing. Having the studio there and meeting a lot of people, that could be actually right now I would choose that.
Yeah.
Right now I would choose that. But
and the album cover?
Yeah, so and then the music would be, I do think I would be then okay, I would do something very different than I did before. Which is not difficult because I never really recorded an album. But like I mean probably at the end it would also be some electronic music, but maybe I don't know, maybe I would take like a guitar or whatever, even if I'm not consider myself a guitarist, but maybe I would take some instrument. I got really into modular synthesizers and this stuff, so more analog electronic stuff, so I would probably do something like that.
Yeah.
And the album cover, so depends. If I would decide for let's say it's like electronic music, but if I decide for a style more of like, okay, I will try to do like a more like in the style of a genre that exists, like let's say I do a electro shoegaze thing or whatever, then I would totally go with like the, like skyline of the city at night where I am, like totally this super cliche.
Amazing, yeah.
I think if I would be then more like, and I'm like, okay, actually I don't want to do that. I want to do something more that, and I would do some more like very abstract electronic music. Then I would also go with more abstract album cover. Maybe could be still a photo of the city, but then like more abstract, something like that. But then it would relate to the city I go to, I think, the cover.
By the way, using LLMs for generating album covers, amazing.
Of course.
Like I did for some of my tracks. It's like like when you give it the right prompt, it can really return like a really nice result.
It's really nice. I was using it for some like accompanying material to some of the pieces.
Yeah,
I was using it a bit, but sparely, but I did use it. Yeah. Especially for my robot plant. It was amazing because of course I was doing a lot of, I sketched myself a lot, but then of course I was like, what is it's such an obvious thing. How would the add it? And then there was a lot of stuff which was totally not what I expected, but then there was some stuff that was really scarily close to what I expected because they were weird or something different. So I did use it a bit for that, like kind of.
Yeah, I mean, it's really good for some inspiration for like understanding what is the zeitgeist for
exactly, because it gives you what most people would imagine if I tell you the thing.
Exactly.
And then you can be like, oh, but this actually, I don't want that. Or you can be like, oh no, but I want exactly that. I want really the zeitgeist feeling, No, it's good for that. Yes.
Cool. So, what should we drink to?
We don't drink to being alone in a room and record music. I think.
No. By the way, do you know Bo Burnham?
Yes.
Like comedian and filmmaker. Yes. Have you ever heard his album/Netflix special Inside?
No.
Okay, I highly recommend it. It's like it's basically him locking himself in a room. This was during COVID.
I see.
And it's actually, I think it's his best work, like both musically and filmmaker wise.
Interesting.
So like, there are like a lot of benefits of locking yourself in a room.
I mean, now I realized COVID is long enough ago that otherwise the question would have been really weird.
Yeah.
I see.
So maybe to getting out of your room, at least every once in a while.
Can be into another room also.
Yes.